I want to help artists save time.
Yeah.
I want to help you find success quicker.
This is a fast track.
It's a fast track.
It's a fast track to get getting everything you need in one punchy day. What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. I'm pre-recording this episode much earlier than usual. By the time this comes out, I'm going to be coming off a major weekend at Arc Music Festival. The team invited me on to interview artists at the festival, and I just could not be more excited. I know I'll have much more to say after it actually happens. I've been holed up in my house all week as I'm shooting this. It's Friday, August 23rd. I don't know. I'm in a daze and I need to prep because there's a lot of artists to interview and this is a really big moment. So I'm hoping that I can snag some sound bites about, business and branding to bring on the show for you guys. But this week, for this episode, I'm taking a brief pause from my normal content to bring on my business partner, Matt Sherman, as we host an episode all about Chicago Music Nexus. Now, it doesn't feel natural for me to talk about myself in this context and about what we've created, but fuck, I have to do it. Everybody has to self-promote at one point or another. And, we created Chicago Music Nexus out of a dire need for resources in the dance music industry. I was talking to an artist the other day about networking, and he's like, God, that word is just so cringy. And he was telling me how, he went to Miami Music Week the past couple years with the intention to network. And then when he actually got there, it just felt so forced and awkward. And it does for everybody. It does for me. I hate fucking networking more than probably all of you, to be honest. It is awkward. And I'm an introvert. And so Chicago Music Nexus is an intentional space where you can feel comfortable doing so because you know for damn certain that everybody else in that room probably hates networking as much as you do, but they're there to do it because everyone wants to see their careers get to the next level. So today's episode is all about what Chicago Music Nexus is, what you're going to get out of it, and some really surprising stats about the state of dance music and how much money people are actually making off dance music in 2024. We also have a discount code exclusively for podcast listeners. I'm not putting this on social because you guys, you're the ones who have been with me from day one. You deserve the discount code, and it's very simply podcast. That's it. Super creative. We're putting that discount code and the link to buy tickets in the show notes. I hope you guys enjoy this conversation. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, Sherm, we just had a great photo shoot.
We did.
In this awesome studio that
sick.
I love, and I want to move in here.
Thanks, Peerspace.
Thanks, Peerspace.
We're in literally the building that U-Haul is based in.
Yeah, right outside of Radius, so that's a familiar checkpoint.
I saw the containers.
They're
behind Radius. Yeah, they're getting ready.
Okay, so this is a very special episode because we are technically co-hosts this time around.
First time.
I've been on your podcast. Yeah, first time me having a co-host, period.
Am I on your show or you're on my show?
We're on each other's show. We're
same but different.
Yeah. So, but there's a very important reason why we're doing this, and that's because when I was on your show back in the winter, we had this light bulb moment that we need to be collaborating on something special. Yep. And that's why we're here today, to chat about that. So
we're here to chat about that. And what was that? That was December, I think?
Yeah, it was December or January.
So pretty much right after that, I think. Did we even make it into the new year?
No. And we're like, holy fuck, we got to do this. We need to do this.
And it's called Chicago Music Nexus. And if you guys haven't heard of it yet, you clearly aren't on social media because it's been blasting everywhere. It's on the streets of Chicago. Everybody's talking about it. It's an event that's the first of its kind in Chicago and in the United States in recent era, in my opinion.
So here's how it came about.
Yeah.
I'm kind of telling your story for you, but you moderated this panel at ADE, and you said you had the best experience of your life.
It did.
And we had this light bulb moment, like, why the fuck isn't there anything like this in the United States or Chicago alone? Now, we don't want to like throw shade to the ones who came before us. Of course, there's been Winter Music Conference. I know EDC had something in Vegas.
Did they?
They did, but it was like many, many moons ago.
Okay.
And there's these great pop-ups, that happen in LA and during Miami Music Week and in New York.
Yeah.
But not like this really concerted effort or investment into a full day of education and networking.
Yeah, collaboration over competition is really where I wanted to come from my angle. I think what's so cool about working with Olivia is she's a true entrepreneur, right? Like she's on, I would say maybe more the business end of the music industry, but brings real knowledge and value and helping artists who are on the artist side of the music industry. I think there's a lot that we've learned from each other, and that's what we're trying to do with Chicago Music Nexus.
Yeah, and one thing that I've noticed with artists, just being an observer.
Yeah.
And one thing that you thrive at is networking. Because you also do sales.
I like to talk.
Yeah, but you're a salesman. Like you've been a salesman for like a decade.
I am, yeah.
You know the right approach. If you're kind of like, cold introing yourself to someone out in the wild, I literally witnessed it. You're like, oh, I got to go talk to this guy. This guy's important. But the way that you do it is so like in a way that's non-invasive.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to do that, and that's not their fault. And so the
true.
biggest component, and we're going to get into what the full day entails, but the biggest component to me that was important to me is let's make a space where you can intentionally network, and everybody's here for the same reason, so you're not going to be bothering anybody because they're all coming expecting to network and chat with other people, so you can actually have the confidence to approach people and not be worried about how it'll be perceived, because most people do not like networking in the club. They're not interested. Nobody
does, Olivia.
I know, but it happens, but you have to be in the inner circle already.
You do.
So that's what we're trying to solve. That's one component of what we're trying to solve here.
I mean, I think that's what's unique about this event is we're solving our own problem, right? Like I didn't go to Amsterdam Dance Event until 2022, and that was 8 years into the music industry for me.
Right.
And it was until I went to an event where it's built upon the foundation of collaboration, learning, value, right? Like bettering yourself, connecting, obviously networking, but going to that, meeting those people who are in the same mind state as me, that's like, I'm here to get better. I invested in myself. I traveled halfway across the world to do that. I thought to myself, why isn't this in the United States? And there, like you said, there have been things, but we're in the home of house music. This is where it all came from, right?
Yeah.
And the name Chicago Music Nexus, right? The definition of nexus is bringing together different groups and ideas all together in one room for a common goal. And that's what this event is.
Yeah. And you said a key thing there. When you travel halfway across the world to something, you spend the money to go there. You can trust that the other people there are going to deliver.
Exactly.
They are going to be people that you can trust working with, whether it's, a hired PR or, manager or another artist to collaborate with.
Yeah.
It is so important to find people who are also willing to invest time into their careers, time and money. It does take time and money to better yourself. So let's talk a little bit about like the day. Let's just
this
give
is
a
so
brief.
fun, by the way.
It is.
We're like on a new platform.
I know.
It's almost TV reporters, isn't
Good
it?
morning, America.
She used to be a reporter. That's why she's so good on camera.
I mean, you don't need to be a reporter to be good on camera. You've been great you've been doing the podcast longer than I have.
That's true. Episode 236 just dropped recently. It's crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get on your level.
That's one of the things too that I implore artists to do is give something that gives to others or the community, and don't give to get, right? But that comes back to you.
You have to do one for the other to happen.
You do.
You have
It
to.
takes two to tango, baby.
Yeah. So what's going to happen at Nexus?
What's not going to happen at Nexus?
We had to pare it down because it's like, okay, we wanted to throw everything but the kitchen sink, but we really sat and mulled over what are the most important things artists need to know today, and what's something tangible that they can take back and implement in their careers tomorrow. Because I would love, and I think we will in the future, do more in-depth, like symposium style, like, oh, this is the history and then no, we need, like, what are career resources that like are bite-sized, most valuable information you could possibly take.
That you walk out of Chicago Music Nexus with business cards in your hand, with new ideas, with new friends, with new relationships, a new LLC, a new manager, a new agent. That's how I felt when I left ADE, and the connections that have come out of that in the course of 1 year and 2 years inspired me so much. So that's what we want people to get out of Nexus, right? The panels are incredible. Again, these panels are inspired by Olivia and I's own struggles as entrepreneurs in the music industry, right? Probably the one I'm most excited about is building your dream team. I really like building your dream team because one of the most common questions I ask myself and people that ask me who are entering the music industry, when do I get a manager? When do I get an agent? When do I get a PR guy, right? And sometimes you don't know the right time and you do it too early. You're getting involved with the wrong people. So the people that we have on this panel, I mean, it's incredible the experience that they have too.
And they're going to tell it to you straight. Like they're not going to sugarcoat it. So I love that one. The one that, I'm most passionate about is the monetizing your personal brand. Because there are so many ways that DJs can be making money that they're not even thinking about. And so, and in ways that are like not creating extra work for yourself. Like how many tracks do DJs sit on that they do nothing with because they're like, this doesn't fit for any label. This is not the style
it's a shame.
I'm trying to.
It's a damn shame.
You could be sending those off for sync licensing. If it's never going to see the light of day under your, your DJ name, there's still other ways to make money. And
Absolutely.
and then using your brand, to do brand collaborations and like getting some affiliate revenue, just demystifying that whole process is super important to me. I understand that this craft is not driven by money. It's for the love of music, but you have to make fucking money. You have to make money. How are you going to keep doing this if you don't make any fucking money?
And I know a lot of people out there that are going to want to come to this are DJs that probably depend on just DJ income to make money. I can tell you that's not sustainable because you don't get to be the artist you want to be if you have to DJ all the time.
Right.
So how can you monetize your brand in new ways? Absolutely.
Yes. And so we have those two panels, and then we have a two-parter called Adapt or Die.
Sick.
Which is super exciting. One on innovating your brand. So let's say you've been DJing for a long time and you're like, I'm ready for something new. This doesn't feel authentic to me anymore. I've grown up. I've talked to lots of artists who are like, my initial brand was drugs, partying, and sex, and now I'm older. How do I change but keep my audience? It's incredible. That's a big one.
And that's the thing too about Chicago Music Nexus. It's not just for the kid who graduated college or the open format DJ, whoever it might be. It's for people of all experience levels, because I can tell you, even at the top, those people need to learn about what's new, what's trending, how can I continue to innovate.
There's so many times in my business, I'm a branding strategist for brands. I've hired other brand strategists to come audit me because I'm
nice.
where are my blind spots?
Do you really? That's
we all have blind spots, and so bringing in other experts, no matter what level you're at, it can spark a new idea. You never know when inspiration's going to strike. So that's a great one. And then the last one is focus on mental health.
Part 2.
Which was kind of your baby.
Yeah, I really think focusing on mental health is something that I've taken for granted as an artist because you're your own harshest critic. And I was just talking about this concept of self-compassion. We live in a world that's very judgment-based, and if you're an artist, you're doing something that's so uniquely subjective, right? You get into it in your first days, you're excited, you're not worried about what other people think, you're just happy to be there, right? You get 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and you've never been meaner to yourself about this sort of stuff, right? So practicing self-compassion, self-gratitude, surrounding yourself with people who are in the same rat race, so to speak, right? And then also seeking mental help if you can, get to that point.
And hearing from people who you look up to and realizing that they have the same exact struggles as you do. With, not having that self-love or doubting themselves or, oh my God, my post only got a certain amount of likes. What does this mean?
I know.
we all have the same problems. Like they're like people who have more followers than you or who have done more than you, their problems are not that different.
They're not unique. And that is the thing about the music industry that I think people are a little confused about is this artist who's out there doing that, life must be perfect for them, right? Mm-hmm. They were at the same place as artists on day one.
Yep.
Right? So let's learn from their successes and their failures.
Yep.
And that's what I'm most excited about here at Chicago Music Nexus. I want to help artists save time.
Yeah.
I want to help you find success quicker.
This is a fast track.
It's a fast track.
It's a fast track to get getting everything you need in one punchy day. And so in addition to that, because we're both very hospitable people. We've both thrown events.
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, yes. Oh, I'm a Cancer moon. I didn't know you were a Cancer sun.
Yeah,
oh yeah, wait, yeah.
People
I was
pleaser.
at your birthday party. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. And I'm an Aquarius, and that's why I'm weird. So in addition to the panels, we are going to have 2 networking sessions. But when we say networking, it's like get some food, get some drinks. Like we have awesome food. The food's included in your ticket.
Yeah.
The drinks are included in your ticket. And the mocktails are included in your ticket because we got amazing sponsors. Like we made sure
shout out to the sponsors.
We're having we have something for everybody. So your partnership with CH Distillery, we're getting some great alcohol and some
Chicago style, baby.
Yes.
Malort will be in the building.
It will be, but so will other more common forms of liquor as well. And then we also have some great mocktail sponsors.
Yeah.
We have Tilden and we have System Seltzers.
So cool.
Shout out Anthony Spina. He's awesome.
Got my package in the mail yesterday. He wrote me a very nice letter.
I know, wasn't that so cute?
I couldn't read his handwriting, but then I looked closer.
With the magnifying glass. Yeah. But that's what makes it authentic.
I loved it. He really wrote it.
Yeah, so sweet. So networking, you're going to get to actually meet the people that are speaking on the panels and more, because we are planting people in these networking sessions that might not be speaking on panels but that are important in the industry. We are inviting them as our guests so you can meet them. And it's been so amazing that everyone's been so receptive to being part of this.
And that was another great thing about ADE that I learned is there's 20 to 30 minutes of panel questions and setting the stage and telling stories, but there's 15 to 20 minutes of Q&A. And then afterwards, the opportunity to talk to them and ask specific questions, right? You can YouTube your university your way to success, right? But we all have specific questions about our brand because we all are unique people, right? So to have that opportunity to go up to these world-class DJs, managers, agents, PR people and say, I'm artist X, I'm having this issue reaching this goal. How do you think I should get there?
Yep. And there's nothing better than that one-on-one.
And they give you a response that makes sense. And you walk out, you're like, holy shit.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
So I was doing some research the other day.
Yeah.
And I found some crazy stats because all these things that we talk about, we inherently know. Integrated in the scene, we know. But I wanted to see what is the actual impact of this.
Get ready.
So listen to this. I found 2 studies that blew my fucking mind. So number 1, North America is going to witness the fastest growth of the global EDM, I don't like that term, dance music market.
That was good.
Yeah. Caught myself. I copy and pasted that. That's why. Over the coming years. Okay. So this used to be a strictly European, thing, and it's made its way, let's say house, techno, that sort of thing.
Commercialization in the United States. Yeah, certainly.
So what does that mean for DJs? That means more competition, but also more opportunities. Okay. So we know that that's happening. You don't need a study to tell you that.
Just listen to the radio and look around.
Right.
Yeah.
But the stat that blew my mind came from the International Music Summit in Ibiza. Just 20% of creators made a living off dance music in 2022.
My God.
Despite this growth. Just 20%. And that's people who...
That's staggering.
The stat broke down further. 35% said that dance music is part of their income. And 45% say they make 0 income from dance music. So you got 20% fully supporting themselves. You got 35% saying this is partially, which I think a lot of people fall into that category, but I think partial is very subjective too, because what does partial mean? Does it mean 10% of your income? Does it mean 50?
Well, also that goes back into monetizing your brand. Maybe they're not just monetizing their DJ career. Right. Maybe they're consulting. There's a lot of interesting facts within that fact.
Right.
To break down and think about.
But that's like really, I mean, I actually, you know what? Like I was like, wow, I'm surprised it's even that high. But like, it doesn't say how much they're making, right? Fully supporting yourself could mean paying your bills, and that's it.
That's true. That's true, Lydia.
And I know that that's like the goal for a lot of artists, but I want more for people.
Yeah, me too.
I want people to like thrive and like, be able to live a fulfilled life in all areas because they're able to support themselves and not worry about not having money left over after they pay their bills.
That stat just really even leans into how all of our panels are so unique and so current, right? Because you need to be able to monetize your brand, but that takes a lot of your energy. So you have to think about adapting or dying and modernizing your brand, but also considering your mental health. Mm-hmm. And you need to have a team behind you that can support you in all these things. Mm-hmm. That's why we chose these panels, because they're current. I think they're futuristic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's the here, it's the now, but it's the coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the future.
Yeah.
There's a lot at stake for artists these days. We know it's a whole separate conversation, but streaming and Spotify and like making money off your music that way is a battle that doesn't seem like the artists are going to win anytime soon.
No, but thanks for letting us upload videos to Spotify.
I know.
That's so cool. Another Reels.
Yeah, right. Another thing to create, you know.
Love you, Spotify. Please playlist me.
Yeah, right. Please don't listen to this. But you have to be thinking about your artistry as a whole, and you really do have to think about it as a business.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, because you want to buck that trend and say, no, like I'm a creative, like I'm an artist, I don't need to be a business, you're going to get left behind.
Facts. So true. I mean, I can't even add to that because you will get left behind. And
it doesn't have to be difficult. Like I feel like sometimes, and as a creative myself, like I also like torture myself. Like it doesn't need to be that hard. Like you don't need to struggle. Like everyone thinks you need to struggle. Like yes, struggles are important.
Yeah.
You learn about yourself.
Yeah.
Like you learn what not to do, but like there are things that you can do to make it this journey easier for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I talk about it all the time on Sherman the Booth. It's like there is so much at stake. And everyone says life is short, you know, stuff like that. I believe life can actually be long and fulfilling if you take the right steps and set yourself up correctly and not make some of the mistakes that I've made. Like, I'm happy to tell my story because it took me a long time to get to this point, and now I feel like I'm just now having clarity on what I do.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I say this all the time. I went to journalism school. Do you know how worthless that degree is?
That's what my wife got a major into. Yeah.
No, she's killing it now too, though.
She's not doing journalism, though. Yeah.
And I started a business with a journalism degree. If I can figure it out with like the worst possible, I don't know what is worse of a degree to get in this day and age. To be honest,
I agree.
Invaluable, I should say. Or no, not valuable.
Not valuable.
Yes. Yeah. If I could figure out how to start a thriving business in the music industry with a journalism degree, everybody else can. Yeah,
that's true. And I was a telecommunications major, right? I did media and production and didn't think I was really going to ever enter the music industry, but what brought me into it was the passion and the energy and the experience and the camaraderie and the community. So it's like, that's why this is for people of all ages and all experiences, because I think we all kind of find our own special way in to the industry, if you want to call it, or the music community, the global dance music community, right? Like we're all part of it in our own special way. And we're just trying to make an impact here where it all started so that we can continue to spread and foster the growth and community that we've experienced.
100%.
That was really fucking good.
It was. That's going to be a real
That felt good, yeah. Out of body. I'm getting a little hot in here, though. That's why.
Yeah, we've been here all day doing press shots and whatnot.
And honestly, I'm humble enough to tell you guys how hard we've been working on this event. Literally for 7 months, blood, sweat, and tears, meetings, calls, money, so much money invested into this, right? But because we give a fuck. Straight up, we give a fuck about dance music and the people entering the industry, the people that are in the industry, the people that have contributed to the industry. And that's what makes Chicago Music Nexus so special, because it's not being done with this amount of love and passion and energy in North America, let alone the Homa House.
Yeah, it's bootstrapped. It's scrappy.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I mean, and that is literally the essence of what house music is. Like, I've been doing like that house history series just for Instagram and learning.
Loving it, by the way.
Thank you. Learning some of like these legendary DJs, the places they got started.
Yeah.
Like
fucking Velvet, man.
I know.
Started as Cashmere.
I know.
People don't know that.
Which is like crazy.
Yeah, we know that.
We need to educate. But seeing, like that's what gives me so much hope and excitement for this. Is this is just year one. And I can't wait to look to the future and like bring in more collaborators and more people who have I truly feel that if you have the resources and the knowledge to put something like this together, like you should be doing it.
Yeah.
Like this is what we can contribute. And
Completely agree.
And nobody else has done it yet. And I want other people to do it. There should be multiple many of these, right? Like there's no reason.
I agree. I hope to inspire.
There's a gap in the marketplace.
There is. And as much as people preach plur and camaraderie and inclusivity, when you're actually in the industry, it's hard to find. It's hard to find. You got to surround yourself with the right people. That's what's so special about Hood Politics Records to me, right? We defy the politics.
Yeah.
We say fuck the bullshit. Everyone's invited on our magic carpet ride, and DJ Susan has enough weed for everybody, right? So it's like, that's our motto, and that's the energy that I try and bring back into this. And I'm sure you would agree with this. We've been met, not with Chicago Music Nexus, but a lot of like this podcast shit we do takes a lot of time, effort, labor of love, right? Mm-hmm. But we put the time in trying to tell our people's stories because we believe that there is a story to tell, right? So I think Nexus is that platform for what's potentially out there for people.
I just meeting artists locally and watching them, spin at some of our favorite spots in Chicago, watching their grind. I'm so inspired by them, and I like, as a business owner, I know where my blind spots are, and I recruit help for that. And I just want to make it easy to help people fill their blind spots.
That's amazing.
Like, and it's not even like I hate, like, this almost feels kind of gross. Being like, oh, we're this, we're that. But like, it's just the truth. We just want to do it because we want to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, I literally think about, why do we do this again? It's like, oh yeah, because we're
we wanted
actually
to
passionate
do it
about this shit.
Yeah, we could have easily just talked about it and not done it and waited for somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
We could have, but we didn't, and we're doing it, and I'm really excited about it. I've never been more excited about an event. I feel like this is like the dent, the disruption that we're gonna make in the industry, right? And it's just like, it's been fun, and I'm loving it, and I'm so excited for people to see what we've been putting together, because this ain't no fucking Toys R Us. This is Chicago Music Nexus.
Oh my God. Sherm, you're like a walking soundbite machine.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I love it.
When the camera goes on and the mic goes on, I'm like...
Yeah. All right, so what do people need to know ahead of Nexus? We're dropping a lot of resources on our Instagram. We're putting... by the time this episode comes out, it'll be up there. But what's really important to me is people know how to best use the 7-hour day that we have ahead. So what's the appropriate way to network and introduce yourself? What should you bring? Because there's things you should bring. Yeah,
I mean, I would just like, if you're hearing this and you're at this part of the episode or you're watching our content and you're interested, like, what's stopping you? Honestly, ask yourself what's stopping you, because it's you getting your own way, right? You're like, I don't know if I know how to go and network. Olivia and I are setting you guys up to walk in and walk out a different person.
And if you buy a ticket and you message me and you say, hey, I bought a ticket, answer these questions for me, I'll do the same. Literally, we're
an open resource.
I'll set up a 20-minute phone call with you and answer your questions.
I'll give you 30. Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to one-up you.
You're one-up, are you? But
she does have a Patreon, though.
I do. Yeah. But no, but like, you don't have to pay. Like, if you buy a ticket, I will, and you have questions, I'll answer them. I don't care, because that, like, I want there's nothing worse. Like, just because we can fill a room doesn't mean that it's going to be productive.
Yeah.
If we fill a room and people don't know how to spend their time there, then it's for nothing.
So
I want to make sure that you're equipped with the tools that you need and the confidence. If you need a little kick in the ass, like you're nervous, whatever, like I will do that for you.
I got you.
Like I consult, like that's my job, is like I'm a consultant. So I really want to make sure that everybody who's walking through those doors like knows what to do with their time, because and still in some ways I am a wallflower. I know how to put on my persona when I need to, but I'm an introvert, and that's why you and I like are good, like the yin and yang. But I've been to things, like I've gone places where there's opportunity for me and I walked out with nothing because I was too afraid to introduce myself.
I have too, to be honest.
It happens to the best of us.
It's daunting.
And so I want to make sure that that doesn't happen to anybody who decides to invest their time and money in Chicago Music Nexus.
Well, that's why I think now is a really good time to get involved, because I do believe this thing is going to get bigger and bigger. And now you're in a room intimately with 125 or so like-minded individuals.
100%.
Right.
And so we have, just for people listening, we're not putting this on social media.
Yeah.
If you made it this far, we have a discount code for tickets.
Podcast,
Very
all caps. Podcast.
Very original. Well, we're releasing this on both of our shows.
That's true. That's true. You got two chances.
Yep. Podcast, that gets you $30 off.
That's a pretty goddamn good deal.
And I'm not going to put an expiration date on that, because like,
I agree.
We want people to, we want this to be accessible.
We want you to be there.
The one thing I'll say about the price, I know people who will spend hundreds of dollars every weekend on DoorDash, on booze, on Ubers, on bags.
It's awful. Yeah.
And then they'll complain that their artist project isn't going the way they want it to. And it's like, well, let's look at your statement. This was to your drug dealer, and this was to Uber Eats, and this was to the... Okay, do that, but then don't complain that your artist project isn't going the way you want it to.
And not to be rude, but then you're not taking your brand seriously enough, and you're wasting your own time.
No, 100%. And so if you are serious about your career, $150, but with our discount code, $120 is going to get you fed and liquored up. And, well, not liquored up. Don't get liquored up. But it's going to get you...
I'll slip you some alert.
There you go. And it's going to get you all of this knowledge, and the networking opportunities that you cannot go do at the club after.
Yeah.
Because people are going to give you the cold shoulder.
I have this feeling of just feeling disheartened sometimes because I encounter those people all the time, but I want to flip that into a glass half full and convert those thinkers into opportunists, because I know they're out there, and that's the whole point of this. Like we're trying to disrupt. I'm trying to kickstart shit, because there are talented people out there that maybe never even enter the music industry because of all these things that are stopping them. And there are people that leave the industry even fucking quicker because they're like, I'm not cut out for this. Right. When maybe they actually were, they just didn't invest in themselves with things like Chicago Music Nexus.
100%.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, if people have any questions about, what actually this is, what they're going to get out of it, if you have any doubts, just send us a message.
Please.
We will spend the time working with you. Like if you need prep on what should be in my EPK before I, come here, like we'll help.
Yep.
We need people there that are ready to strike when the iron's hot.
Chicago Music Nexus. If you've looked but you haven't listened, you know who you are. Check out our website. It's extremely legit. It has all the information you need to take it to the next level and empower yourself as an artist. And take a chance on yourself as a musician. Come on.
Amen.
Believe in yourself, people.
Amen.
We'll see you November 23rd. Let's do it. Ready? ChicagoMusicNexus.com.
Do you guys know that I'm so fucking serious? If you send me a message and show proof that you bought a ticket and you have a question about how to network, what should be in your EPK, looking at your socials, what should you do with your hands when you're talking to someone, what sort of questions should you ask? If you show me that you bought a ticket and you ask me for help with any of those things, I'm going to help you. Because the worst thing to me Failure isn't nobody showing up. Failure would be people showing up and then not actually networking and nothing coming out of their time at Chicago Music Nexus. The point isn't the event. The event is just the starting point. What happens after the event is what matters. Get it? That's what I want. So if you show me that you bought a ticket and you have questions leading up to the event, what should I do? Is this good? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm nervous. Like, who's all gonna be there? I will help you. That is my job. Like, that is my main function. Okay? I've got your back. I've been in your shoes. I have been too afraid to go up to somebody who I knew could have probably answered my question or helped me further my career, but I was just being a wuss. So I get it, and I want to help you. Anyways, I am back to my regular interview format next week, so don't fret. I hope you guys got something out of this episode. As always, if it was helpful, if you find this stuff interesting, share with your friends. It means a lot, and I will talk to you next week.